Hello everyone, my name is Mike, you're watching Nature is Praxis, and today we're going to take a look at a comment that was left on my very first video. That's right, I'm going to engage with comments. As they continue to come in, we'll take a look at them, and if I feel the need to expand or elaborate on something, I will. This was a very thoughtful comment that literally ripped me to shreds. Now, the video in question was the very first one that was posted on this channel. It's the lies that were told by Silicon Valley tech billionaires. I might have just flubbed my own title, oh well. But please take a look at it if you need a refresher or if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna do my best to link it in the video. Hopefully it's there when you see this. So let's get to the comment. We're gonna take it in pieces. We may not know how to replicate human intelligence, but we don't need to. We just need for what we make to squeeze the future so that the probability of desired outcomes is higher. That doesn't need to look like human intelligence at all. If the goal was replicate human intelligence, then the focus would be on whole brain emulation. The focus is on outcome optimizers, gradient descent, and general capability. That's a fair critique. LLMs are certainly focused on optimizing the outcomes of the tasks they perform well. Right now, that is mostly predictive processing and generating of human-like text. I don't really have a problem with this. I mean, hell, you immediately jump to consciousness. There are human beings, fully conscious, barely smarter than a dog, God bless them. Consciousness and intelligence are different things, and to be dangerous, consciousness is not required. I want to start by saying that this statement is full of assumptions. It's not controversial to suggest that humans are smarter than dogs, or whether humans are barely smarter than dogs, as this person suggests. The point needs to be that evolution works by creatures becoming more fit to survive within their niche. Fitness itself doesn't necessarily tell us anything about who is more intelligent within objective reality. Like, for instance, humans exercise more capability within objective reality than most microbial species do, but we would be less likely to survive a mass extinction event than them. They somehow are more fit to survive catastrophic events in objective reality than we are. Now, they say something else about intelligence, but I want to save that for the next part of the comment. Oh, then you say something completely refutable. General intelligence is obviously a thing. That's what IQ measures. It has characteristics such as learning things faster, spotting patterns more quickly, picking solutions to a problem out of search space at least more quickly and more reliably. So general intelligence is obviously not a thing. First, let's start with the obvious. General intelligence as a concept had to be invented in order to legitimize an entire field of intelligence testing and theorizing. Basically, it's a chicken and egg argument. They had to formulate a concept of general intelligence first in order to test it. Mainly, we're dealing with a theory here and not a genuine scientific theory. We're dealing with a philosophical one, which is a highly dubious assertion and is still very much debatable. For instance, the statistician Cosima Scalise at Carnegie Mellon University calls the idea of general intelligence a statistical myth. Saying it's obvious ignores an entire debate about this happening within the fields of psychology and data science. This question is far from answered. Now, to return to the notion that consciousness and intelligence are different things, that's completely fair, and I agree with this. I actually agreed with that before making the video, but I'll accept the loss if I did not properly communicate the material that led to that misunderstanding. Now, here's where the comment gets a little shaky, to say the least. Oh, I see, it's race science. Great. So you can go on believing all humans are equal in cognitive ability, but we'll explain what RLNNs are, but those will surpass us soon. And thankfully, there are people having actually productive discussions about how to prevent that from meaning doom. So this person has jumped to a conclusion that isn't based on any real evidence whatsoever. So Charles Spearman, who was a psychologist and statistician, came up with the idea that general intelligence is largely fixed by genetic factors rather than the environment. Let's say that again. The person who came up with this notion of general intelligence within the field of psychology and statistics said that general intelligence is largely fixed by genetic factors. He made the claim that there were innate differences in intelligence between races. Now, we not only know that humans are influenced by environmental and genetic factors, both, but genes themselves are influenced by environmental factors. That's what the entire study of epigenetics is. But Arthur Jensen, who was one of the historical major proponents of IQ, took Spearman's unproven and problematic work and ran with it anyway. And proponents of IQ do so as well, despite it being nothing but, I'm just going to say it, pseudoscientific garbage. These are the people who are claiming to understand intelligence better than others and who are claiming to understand how to find intelligence in machines. Give me a break. Now, let's go back to what he says about these neural networks surpassing us soon. I thought human intelligence wasn't the benchmark. Seriously, I thought human intelligence wasn't the benchmark. This entire comment began because of the notion that we're not looking for any sort of passage of human intelligence, or human intelligence is the goal. And then he goes on to ask me afterwards, how much of the problem we face do you truly understand? And my response is, look, my guy, I'm not the one out here saying the goal of AGI is doing what human intelligence does. Ray Kurzweil is. His own definition of AGI implies vague notions of human intelligence when he says that AGI will be something like an artificial machine that can do everything a typical human adult can do. That quote is his. Your singularity prophet is out here contradicting you, not me. Now, in conclusion, it's likely humans can only create other intelligences that are like humans, because it's the only intelligence we truly understand. And even that is arguable given that we still operate under flawed notions of intelligence, informed by our collective past that is filled with ideas like racism, sexism, and other forms of hierarchical domination that create power imbalances in society. To say that those power imbalances don't inform how societal norms are created is naive at best. Saying intelligence is only fixed by genetic factors is another remnant of the failures of reductionist science, which is a slowly dying paradigm, especially given how we understand the more complex aspects of biology, like how the human brain produces intelligence and consciousness. It's like saying the brain works because of neurons while ignoring the role played by neurotoxins, or the brain's interaction with neurons in the gut, or anywhere else in the body for that matter. But again, thank you for the comment. I do appreciate it, but it kind of demonstrates a point I was trying to make in the video, that our obsession with AI is being framed by a community of technocrats who operate with dubious levels of understanding when it comes to concepts of intelligence and consciousness. Many of these technocrats attempt to go outside of their discipline to weigh on debates in philosophy, psychology, and statistics, and proceed to cherry pick what arguments confirm their worldview while discrediting others. The echo chamber that they have and are work within elevated certain arguments over others, and it's trickling to the mainstream because the general public is easily convinced of the visionary powers of these people, based solely on the technology they have created, but not their understanding of human nature and the natural sciences. Humans will only ever understand what it is like to be human. We may poke fun at the intelligence of dogs, but the fact is we poke fun from a place of ignorance. We will never completely understand what the intelligence of a dog is. Our tendency to frame animals' lives in terms of ours is called anthropocentrism. Now, there is this concept of Umwelt, which is a term that was coined by a Baltic German zoologist in 1909. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try the name. I'm going to embarrass myself. It's a word that describes one's sensory bubble. Basically, it describes the perceptual world of an animal. When you have two different animals standing in the same room, because of their different perceptual worlds, they can be in the same room dealing with the same objective material in that room, but have a completely different Umwelt. In 1974, American philosopher Thomas Nagel wrote an essay called "What Is It Like to Be a Bat?" Basically, Nagel argued that animals have completely subjective experiences based on their senses, saying that a bat, which primarily lives and communicates through sonar, would experience a reality unlike anything a human would ever experience. Nature is literally telling us that consciousness and perception are diverse and have a lot of variety. Sense perception is important to intelligence because your sense perceptions directly influence how you interpret information. We have so much intelligence in nature that the thought of standardizing it is ludicrous, even tragic. Standardizing intelligence for optimization based on how to be successful in modern society only tells us about modern society and nothing about objective intelligence. Now, this isn't to say that intelligence and consciousness are epiphenomenal. Our understanding of animal senses is based on an understanding of their biology, so I'm not arguing for solipsism. I believe objective reality exists. We all just have our niches within it. But that's a topic for another day. Take care, everyone. Peace.